Our next guest is a West Michigan author known for her fantasy romance books, or romantasy books, including A Flame Under the Moon. Now she's got another new book she's written. She's here to share more. We've got her right sitting on the couch. Monica Amore, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You have a new book out called Last Ride of the Umbra Fae. And if I have this right, let me make sure I got this right. This is a romance fantasy novel that is also sort of a Western? Tell me about this.
Yes. So I wrote a dark Western meets fantasy romance novel. It is about a fae who has a chronic illness. So she emerges from the shadows to find this tonic. And so, you know, she's traveling with a broody raven shifter that she's bound to, and also her father, aka Pa and Zrath. And so we meet her walking into like a desert scene. So this was heavily inspired by, you know, I had lost somebody really important to me. And so I feel like I needed to write this story as beautifully, hauntingly, and like poetic as possible in order to process my own grieving.
So this was really a personal journey for you. This was you taking some pain that was inside of you and putting it out on the pages.
Yeah.
So it's got a personal background to it. Talk about the genre as a whole for maybe somebody who might not understand what romantasy means.
Yeah. So fantasy romance, it has magic, depending on like, you know, what book you read. My books, you know, she is fae, and so she has shadow abilities. So she is a shadow mommy with a flame under the moon. She is a fire mommy, so she comes into her powers. So I make all of my magic systems easy to read for anybody who's diving into fantasy for the first time.
Right.
These are the books that you want to try because they're easy to follow. It's all elemental, and they're just a beautiful, inspiring women empowerment way to, you know, every character that I have, they have a really powerful narrative in their worlds.
And people should also be prepared that because this is a fantasy novel, that there are romantic themes in here and some physical contacts.
Yeah, so I'm an adult fantasy romance author, so, you know, based on tagged reviews, spice level is between 2 and 3.
There you go.
They're organically woven to fit the characters, so it's a beautiful story. There's, you know, rich background, there's world building, there's a plot around these, you know, every character for Last Ride of the Umbra Fae and A Flame Under the Moon.
Now let's talk about this new book, the Last Ride of the Umbra Fae. So this Fae, she's set in a Western. I mean, are we talking cowboys? Are we talking horses?
Yeah, so she is in disguise. She's pretending to be a cowboy because she has to keep hidden. So think Queen of the Damned, Secret Society.
Okay.
When you see Vesa enter the scene, when she's walking into the saloon for the first time, she's ethereal. She has like this essence to her where if you were to see her in person, you'd be like, wow, like, what am I staring at? This is beautiful woman here. And so, you know, and she goes through this journey of finding this tonic, but little does she know that the hired guy, that AKA her father hired, he's actually a bounty hunter.
Of course. There's the twist, right?
Yeah, and there's outlaws. There's no good guys in this story. It's Wild West vibes.
Okay, so you said no good guys. This is a villain story, a lot of villains. This is Wild West. Is this the main character right here?
No, this is Fiona from A Flame Under the Moon.
This is from The Flame Under, from the first book.
So
okay, so let's get okay, there she is on the cover of the ride of...
Yeah, Last Ride of the Umbra Fae.
Last Ride of the Umbra Fae. Oh, what does it mean? I mean, you had some Barnes & Noble signings that have just sold out. The reception for you has been amazing.
It has. You know, Michiganders, they show up. They support us. Michiganders have our backs. They love supporting local. The community has been really welcoming to me as an indie author. You know, I'm self-published, so yeah, it's beautiful.
That's kind of self-published too, and to have that type of reception to say people are really enjoying your work, and there are opportunities for us to come and see you. I know that tomorrow you're going to be out at what, Boozy Book Fair?
Yes, okay. I'm so excited. It is happening in a castle. I mean,
Charlevoix.
How cool is that? Yeah. That'll be my first time, but I'm almost tempted to even dress up like medieval because I'm just going to really immerse myself. But
closer to home, you do have some in Kalamazoo too, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So I will be in Kalamazoo May 17th at the Barnes & Noble in Kalamazoo. And then May 31st, I will be at the new Barnes & Noble in Knapp's Crossing in Grand Rapids.
Right here. So we'll get a chance to meet her right here by the end of the month. But before then, you probably want to pick up a copy of this book. Where can we get these?
So, you know, you can get them signed on my website, authormonicaamore.com.
Perfect.
You can get them on local bookstores. I'm in Pages and Grapes, which is a new fantasy romance store that just opened up in Wyoming.
Okay.
So I'm all over the place.
Oh, we got to check that store out.
Yeah, you do.
Thanks for the
an
tip,
amazing
Monica.
store.
If you want to check it out, authormonicaamore.com. Thank you so much for the time this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We'll be right back.